us. I'm a musician, not a politician. Well, I think we know your views since you've contacted us, but I don't know what for. Look, even if you supported that evil war and the lies about WMDs, you shouldn't have called to boycott the Dixie Chicks and take their music off the radio. That was wrong. The people that death threatened Willie Nelson and his family because he was going to put on an event with me and Jesse Ventura here in Austin. That was wrong. That's not how you win a political fight, but that's what the establishment's going to do. And even if you disagree with Hank Williams Jr., you should support his right to say that. This idea where you, because pretty soon, you start firing comedians for jokes, which is now happening. The Aflac guy. You start getting rid of everybody. Pretty soon, you start self-censoring, and then there can be no communication. That's why so many companies and individuals are totally milquetoast, and it sends the message, don't be involved, don't say what you think, or you'll lose your job. We need to say what we think. Why is the Federal Reserve announcing in the news and Forbes and other places, hey, we're watching everybody. We're keeping a list of everybody that criticizes us, just so you know. That's an attempt at intimidation. Our answer to that is, okay, we're going to go to the Dallas Fed this weekend, and we're going to occupy it. Now, again, I thought this up split second while doing an on-the-side-of-the-road Sunday afternoon broadcast and said, you know what, we're going to occupy not Wall Street and capitalism, some vague term. We're going to go after the monopoly insiders that want to destroy free market capitalism and replace it with crony monopoly systems. And I said, I'm going to go to the Dallas Fed and demonstrate Friday, the Houston Fed Saturday, the San Antonio Fed Sunday. I'm going to be there at 6 p.m. at night, Friday, high noon Saturday, and 10 a.m. Sunday in San Antonio. I want to see you there. Just type into Google. It's already rolled off the main page. Need to get some banners up. Occupy Federal Reserve Movement launched. But we need to actually occupy. And it's the Dallas Fed that needs to be occupied. I will be there for 2 hours Friday. And you should have these all over the country. New York City. Kansas City, everywhere they have the Big 12, and they have sub-branches, several per big state, which are just as important. And whether it's you and 10 people, it doesn't matter. Whether it's you and one person, and you videotape it, and the cops come and make you go, you put it on YouTube. We cannot lose by fighting. And then, I will tell you this. If people, I'm going to get there Friday, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to drive away and go to the next location. But I will tell you this, wherever there is the biggest Occupy Wall Street movement towards occupying the Federal Reserve, camping out around them, because it'll take days to get media attention, wherever that is, I will then travel to that location to be there with you. And regardless, I'll send reporters to different locations. This is a big deal. We're launching a big movement. Let's just pull out all the stops. I did this Sunday, yesterday, speeds by, do the Monday nightly news show. Boom, we're here. I've got to shoot a promo video that's going to be like 1 minute long today that we're going to get up on the YouTube channel and InfoWars and Prison Planet today, that we need to go total viral out to everybody. Absolutely viral. It's going to be a 1 minute about you've seen the Occupy Wall Street movement, calling for socialism, calling for higher taxes, generally attacking free market and private property. Those of us that do not agree with this George Soros, Obama-led hijacking of anti-Wall Street movement are setting our sights on the core enemy, the monopoly men, the crony capitalists, the Federal Reserve, who won't tell us where the tens of trillions of dollars went. We're going to force their corporate-owned media, like MSNBC, that got direct Federal Reserve taxpayer bailout money, to report on the real issue. No one can stop us. Occupy Federal Reserve locations across the country. And then I'm going to read off the 12, and then that's it. It's up to you. Are you going to let them represent you? Are you going to let fake grassroots, fake artificial color revolution, George Soros bull take control of the second American Revolution? Or are we going to snatch victory out of the jaws of defeat and supercharge 1776 in America and then worldwide? It's up to you. That's basically going to be what I, off the top of my mind, hit you with, showing the enemy Federal Reserve. And I may say things like, they've tried to run our reporters off and threaten them in Kansas City. But we successfully stood against them in Dallas and other areas. Then they sent the army out to surveil us. Don't let that intimidate you. This is the real enemy. Occupy the Federal Reserve. And we need to have a code to peacefully, around the sidewalk, point this out. And if they arrest you, so what? You aren't going to be a slave. They arrest me Friday or Saturday or Sunday. That's the way it is. Now, they haven't. In the feds, I haven't seen any arrests. You know why? Because they don't. That will be forced into the news. And they don't want that. The cops made the Occupy Wall Street people get out on the Bookham Bridge. They were out on the sidewalk, and they forced them to block the road. The cops don't know why they were ordered to do that. I know why. Because they want to have the left hijack this. Just like the controlled right tried to hijack the Tea Party. They haven't completely succeeded. It's a fight going on about real issues. Ron Paul is our main attack cruiser deployed right into the fray to bring up real issues and point out that Obama and the Republicans are working on the same team. He's kicking hind end. But it's all about the people hitting the streets. So whether you're anywhere in this area of the Central South, what would you call the area of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma? I mean, that's the South Central area of the United States. Yeah, South Central. Because it's southern area in the middle of the country. Kind of the southern heartland. You have no excuses. No excuses. No excuses. We are going to start the ball rolling that's been rolling for 4 years. We're going to supercharge it. And I've got to say, I'm seeing some good in the Fed stuff now out of the Occupy Wall Street group. Because now the people there are hearing what we're saying. Hey, don't let George Soros take you over. Don't let the unions take you over. The unions show up tomorrow in full force to take it over in San Francisco, L.A., New York, Chicago, Dallas, other areas. We have got to have our people with those as well. But I'm telling you, the Federal Reserve is where we go. Okay, let's go ahead and get some calls here. Let's talk to John in Oregon. I got about a minute and a half. Go ahead, John.
Hey, Alex. Thank you for having me on. First off, I'll make it quick. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm fired up. I mean, we're going up against the Federal Reserve.
Yeah, hey, man, I just got to share your enthusiasm. I just want to say to the Occupy Wall Streeters out there that I want to remind everybody that the Founding Fathers, they never marched on Main Street. They weren't against Main Street and businesses. They were against the Federal Reserve Bank or the central banks at that time. I mean, that's the whole point is it's the George Soros is, and it's just basically the Federal Reserve is the same central banking system, same policies I'm sure that they used back then that they're doing to us now. And it just pisses me off that this Occupied Wall Street, I'm glad to hear that more people are waking up to it, but they really, and I'm really glad that you're here to help people identify where the real crooks are. And, I mean, I like what you have for our demands of audit the Fed. I think that's perfect. To investigate and indict, that's excellent. But I also would suggest...
Stay there. I want to hear your ideas for a list of demands. I need to get into Fast and Furious, too. Big developments came out today, just confirming everything we already knew 5 years ago, but now it's mainstream news. And I'm looking at commenters saying I'm not covering Fast and Furious.
Infowars.com for 16 years has led the charge against the technocrats. We have had unrivaled success in unlocking minds, expanding paradigms, and rallying the people to face the New World Order. No one can deny that our media operation is the tip of the spear, and it's because of our success that we have a responsibility to intensify our operations against the globalist 110%. We're only a month away from launching a weeknight news broadcast. The social network is nearing completion as well. The free newsletter is reaching hundreds of thousands. Please spread the word about Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. Sign up at the top of Infowars.com for the free Infowars Insider email with exclusive video and text reports as well as breaking news. Look in the mirror. You are the resistance. It is up to us, the Info Warriors, to take the initiative and to defeat the globalist.
Did you know nuclear radiation is still spewing out of the melted down reactors in Fukushima, Japan, and making its way across the entire U.S. continent, contaminating the air, water, and food? Dangerously high levels of radiation are a reality here. As a result, radiation poisoning is a distinct possibility for anyone living in the U.S. unless you do something to protect yourself. How? With liquid zeolite from RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Without a doubt, liquid zeolite is by far the best product to remove radiation from your body. It safely removes toxins and heavy metals, boosts energy levels, and promotes a strong immune system. Liquid zeolite is so powerful it was used to clean up contamination in Chernobyl, yet so gentle you won't even know you're taking it. Liquid zeolite comes with a money-back guarantee, but is only available at RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Learn how to get free bottles of liquid zeolite by calling 800-880-9976. That's 800-880-9976. Or go to RestoreYourHealthNow.com. That's RestoreYourHealthNow.com.
OpticsPlanet.com is where discerning gun owners and outdoorsmen go to gear up. Optics Planet has the best selection of rifle scopes, red dots, night vision, holsters, bags, and tactical gear on the planet, with always low prices, free shipping on most orders, and expert customer service. Go to OpticsPlanet.com/GCN to get a free gift with purchase. That's OpticsPlanet.com/GCN or call 800-332-OPTICS, 800-332-6784.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Life Before the Collapse, Vinyl LP by the Las Vegas. Life Before the Collapse, Vinyl LP by the Las Vegas. Life Before the Collapse by the Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
On 180-gram vinyl and mastered especially for vinyl by legendary audio engineer Steve Hall. Now available at Amazon.com.
The Genesis Communications Radio Network proudly presents The Alex Jones Show, because there's a war on for your mind.
Okay, I'm going back to John in Oregon here in a moment so he can finish up his ideas for a list of demands, but I want to show PrisonPlanet.tv viewers these articles. You can go to Infowars.com and read all of these. You can go to DrudgeReport.com. He's got them all on the left-hand side, linked in red. Here's the big news. It came out this morning. Emails show top Justice Department officials knew of ATF gun program. Memos from 2010 show some in senior positions were aware of tactics used in surveillance operation in which firearms were allowed into Mexico in a failed effort to catch drug cartel leaders. Here's my problem with this. This was not a failed effort. Okay, the real documents are in federal court in Chicago. And the Chicago Tribune and the El Paso Times and now the Houston Chronicle have all reported, not in their headline, but buried in the articles, you can go read the court filings, that the U.S. government has admitted that Sinaloa for 5.5 years was told, since 2005, that they were allowed, that's why the Republicans don't want to go there, to ship cocaine into the U.S. by the ATF, FBI, and DEA, ton upon ton a month, through Texas, New Mexico, and other areas, one of the biggest drug cartels on the border, and that they were given guns to